Good morning, children. In our previous class, we had already completed a poem and the topic it was vocation. Today, we are going to learn a chapter and the topic is the miracle. Chapter 4, page number 59. So, I am going to begin the chapter. All of you pay attention and listen it carefully. Before I start the chapter, there are something mentioned here which is very important to go through it in order to understand the chapter. I am reading it out. Listen it. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is about an 11-year-old boy named Charlie Bucket who lives in a small house with his parents and 4 grandparents. Willy Wonka, a rather strange chocolatier, has hidden 5 golden tickets in chocolate bars. You have to remember this point very well so that it will make you easier to understand later. Willy Wonka, a rather strange chocolatier, one who makes and manufactures chocolate, he is called chocolatier, has hidden 5 golden tickets in chocolate bars. Those who find the tickets win a visit to the chocolate factory and get a lifelong supply of chocolate. One who is going to win the ticket is going to get an opportunity to visit the factory and also get a lifelong supply of the chocolates. This type of facility that the winner is going to get. 4 tickets have been found. Already 4 tickets were found in different chocolate bars. Now let's read what happens when Charlie tries for the last ticket with a few coins that he has now. Charlie, the boy who is very fond of chocolates, he is going to try once more to get that ticket, and with the remaining few coins which he has with him, with these coins now, he is going to visit the chocolate shop and going to buy chocolates and trying for his luck to get that particular ticket. This is what it was mentioned here in these initial lines of the chapter. Now we are going to enter the main part of the chapter now. Charlie entered the shop and laid the damp 50 pence on the counter. Charlie enters the shop, places his coins on the top of the counter of that shop. "One Wonka's Whipple Scrumptus Fuzz-Mallow Delight," he said, remembering how much he had loved the one he had on his birthday. As soon as he enters the shop and places his coins on the counter of the shop, he demands his choice. The choice was his favorite chocolate, which he had really enjoyed at the time when he had taken it during the time of his birthday, and the name it was Wonka's Whipple Scrumptus Fuzz-Mallow Delight. That was the type of chocolate that he had eaten at the time of his birthday. The same thing he is now at the moment demanding. The man behind the counter looked fat and well fed. He had big lips and fat cheeks and a very fat neck. The shopkeeper who was there inside the shop was a fat fellow. He was looking very fat, as if he was well fed, and at the same time his cheeks were very fat and his neck was also thick. The fat around his neck bulged. His neck was very fat and it was looking as if bulged out all around the top of his collar like a rubber ring. His neck was bulged out as if it was looking like a rubber ring. He turned and raced behind him for the chocolate bar, and then he turned back again and handed it to Charlie. So what he does the next? The fat man just turns around and places his hand, stretches his hand towards to that corner where the chocolate was placed. He takes out the chocolate from there and places it over to the counter table where Charlie was standing, and he hands it over to Charlie. Charlie grabbed it at once. When Charlie notices that particular type of chocolate which was his favorite, he could not control himself. He just grabs the chocolate at once, quickly tore off the wrapper and took an enormous bite. As soon as he gets the chocolate, very quickly he removes the wrappers out of it and grabs it and has its very big bite at once. Then he took another and another, and oh, the joy of being able to cram large pieces of something sweet and solid into one's mouth. In this way, one after another bite, he continues to take it on because he was very delighted, and after all, this was his favorite chocolate, and that is what he keeps on eating bite after bite and pushes it inside his mouth one after another bite. As he was feeling very sweet, he was enjoying the taste of the chocolate, and he was feeling really very happy about it. The sheer blissful joy of being able to fill one's mouth with rich solid food, and this is what it was seen as if how much happy he was. Blissful here means very happy, in a joyful state of sweet and solid into one's mouth. The sheer blissful joy of being able to fill one's mouth with rich solid food. You look like you wanted that one, Shani, the shopkeeper said pleasantly. When the shopkeeper notices that he was very delightful to take the chocolate, he was feeling very happy, and above all he was taking it bite after bite with lot of enjoyment. That is what the shopkeeper also notices and says that, Sunny, you are really enjoying the chocolate. I see that you are really enjoying the chocolate very much. You wanted it so desperately, and you are at the moment really enjoying it too. That is what it looks. This is what the shopkeeper also says. Charlie nodded his mouth bulging with chocolate, and Charlie also nods his head in agreement. At the moment, what was the sight? His mouth was with full of chocolates, and the chocolates were bulging out of his mouth. This is what it is seen, how Charlie was so delighted to eat the chocolate at the moment. The shopkeeper put Charlie's change on the counter. Take it easy, he said. It will give you a tummy ache if you swallow it like that without chewing. Then the next shopkeeper places the remaining coins, the change, on the top of the counter and says to Charlie, my little boy, take it easy, take your time and eat. If you eat this chocolate without chewing it properly, it may give you a lot of pain later on in your stomach. That is why take your time and take it easy and eat it slowly. This is how he suggests. Charlie went on wolfing down the chocolate. He couldn't stop, and in less than half a minute, the whole thing had disappeared down his throat. But Charlie, he was very eager, he was very delighted, he could not control his emotions, he could not control that after all he had found his favorite chocolate. He keeps on eating it like those of the wolves. When the wolves are found to be eating their prey, how do they eat? They gobble, This is how Charlie was also eating the chocolate, like anything like those of the wolves at the moment, and swallowing down one after another chocolate bites, and it was the chocolates were also getting disappeared down through his throat. He was quite out of breath, but he felt marvelously, extraordinarily happy. At this moment, we can well imagine about the condition of Charlie. He was so happy. Not only happy, he was extraordinarily happy because he had found his favorite chocolate, and he was so delighted. He was marvelously, extraordinarily happy. He reached out hand to take the change. Then he paused. The very next, he just stretches his hand to get those change coins back. But right at the moment, he paused for some time. He stops for some time. Okay. He stopped for some time. His eyes were just above the level of the counter because his eyes were at the moment right towards to those racks of the shop, right straight to the counter table. He was looking and gazing towards that direction desperately. He was staring at the silver coins lying there. His eyes were now attracted towards to those silver coins which were found to be lying there on the racks of the shop. The coins were all 5 penny pieces. All the coins, those coins of chocolates were how much cost? All were of 5 penny pieces. There were 9 of them altogether. Altogether, how many chocolate coins were there found to be seen there? Altogether, there were found to be seen 9 of them altogether. Surely it wouldn't matter if he spent just one more. I think, he said quietly, I think I'll have just one more of those chocolate bars. The same kind of before, please. In this way, once again, Charlie now demands to the shopkeeper, I think I like those chocolates. One more. I want to enjoy it. I am very much delighted. I like these chocolates so much. I think I like one more to have it from those which is placed there on the racks. This is how once again Charlie demands the chocolate to the shopkeeper. Why not? The fat shopkeeper said, reaching behind him again and taking another Whipple Scrumptus Fuzzmallow Delight from the shelf. He laid it on the counter. The shopkeeper also, he did not waste the time. At once, the same chocolate, the same taste, the same flavor, the name, same Whipple Scrumptus Fellomellow Delight from the shelf. Same variety of the chocolate he once again places over to the counter table. Charlie picked it up and tore off the wrapper, and suddenly underneath the wrapper there came a brilliant flash of gold. Charlie's heart stood still. As soon as the boy Charlie turns and peels off the wrapper out of that chocolate, and suddenly underneath the wrapper, below the wrapper, what he notices, there came out a brilliant flash of gold. A very brilliant means here, brilliant flash of gold means here, very shining type of golden in color. A piece of ticket, it was a piece of ticket like object, it was seen below that wrapper. There came brilliant flash of gold. Charlie heart stood still when he notices such type of sparkling and brilliant piece of gold ticket. His heart was filled with happiness, delight. He was very much startled at that moment. Charlie's heart stood still. His heart stood still at that moment. It's a gold ticket, screamed the shopkeeper, leaping about a foot in the air, and the shopkeeper was also too in delight. He also was very happy to see that Charlie had got that golden ticket, the golden ticket he was searching for desperately since a long time back. Now finally he was successful to get that golden ticket by himself by buying this particular piece of chocolate. In this way, that the shopkeeper too was also found to be very happy in delight and found to be leaping in the air, a foot in the air. You have got a golden ticket. You have found the last golden ticket. My boy, you have won the golden ticket. You have found the golden ticket, the last golden ticket which was remaining, that you have found finally. Now, hey, you wouldn't believe it. I think you are not going to believe it, but yes, you have found it. You have got it. Come look at this, everybody. The kids found Wonka's last golden ticket. There it is. It's right there in his hands. Now in this way, in delight, in happiness, the shopkeeper also now starts spreading this message to everybody, the other people, the other shopkeepers, customers, those were all around. The shopkeeper once more starts telling this matter to each and everyone, those who were present there, that the little boy had won this Wonka's last golden ticket which was remaining to be found. There it is. It's right there in his hand. The ticket is now in whose hand? The ticket is now at the moment Charlie's hand. In this way, the shopkeeper tells to everybody, those who were present all around him at that moment. It seemed as though the shopkeeper would collapse in a fit. It was found as if the shopkeeper was so much in delightful in state, he was so happy, overjoyed, that it was almost he was going to fall down because of the happiness. This is what his state was at the moment. In my shop too, he yelled, finally the ticket is found in my shop too. This is what it was the reason, children, why the shopkeeper was very, very happy. Most of the other tickets, the other 4 tickets, those were found in other shops, but finally the last ticket which was remaining was found in his shop particularly. That is why he was very happy. So he found it right there in my shop, little shop. Somebody call the newspaper quick and let them know. In this way, he tells to the people around that somebody please inform to the newspaper people. The newspapers and the editors, please inform them that the boy has found the last ticket, the golden ticket. Let us inform to the newspapers also, generals also, so that they can also come to know and publish in their newspapers daily. That is what he wanted to inform. Somebody call the newspapers quick and let them know. Watch out now, Sunny, don't tear it as you unwrap it. That thing's precious. My dear little boy, that is why he is liking to call him at Sunny. My dear little boy, please be careful. See that you will not tear that wrapper, and along with the wrapper maybe that ticket may also get torn out. So let it, you be very careful so that no damage it is brought to that ticket, because this ticket is very precious. It is very very valuable. Because of this ticket you are going to get a lot in back. That is what you need to remember. Don't damage it, don't tear it out. This is how the shopkeeper warns and suggests the little boy regarding that golden ticket. So this is what we come to learn here, children, in this particular page number 60, which we have completed now. I think you are following the chapter well and also enjoying the story as well, right? So if it is so good, so for today we are going to stop it here, this much only. In our next class we will be continuing the remaining part of the story. Before this, let me remind you, in previous class the poem which I had taught you, Vocation, that question answer I will be giving you by tomorrow or next day, very soon. So please keep in touch and keep learning. This much for today. Thank you so much.